undeniable. This is the moment in Indian history for startups to shine, excel and occupy center stage. And if there was any doubt in anyone's mind about this fact, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has made the government's intentions crystal clear. Big incentives have been announced for startups by the Indian government. And whether you think they're going to crash and burn or start a new revolution, it's evident. You can't ignore the startups. And one startup is determined to capture this opportunity and make its mark in India's booming startup scene. And why shouldn't it? After all, the founders have just received backing from a big name in the industry, Ratan Tata. And this is Cash Karo. Before we pass our judgment on Cash Karo, here are my questions. Does Cash Karo have the scale to be a booming business? How does Cash Karo differentiate itself from other cashback startups like Pennyful? Cash Karo has the backing of Ratan Tata, but does it have what it takes to be the next unicorn?
I think Cash Karo was always going to be. We bought the domain name in 2011. The strategy was always that, India aana hai. We just had to wait for the right time.
This is the story of a small town girl who's made it big. Meet Swati Bhargava, who has always had a head for numbers and has used her mathematical prowess to set up Cash Karo, a cashback and coupons website. She brings with her a strong resume, having studied at the London School of Economics, and has followed it with a successful stint at Goldman Sachs in London. And the other brain behind Cash Karo is Swati's husband, Rohan Bhargava, a travel enthusiast who founded Pouring Pounds in London, another cashback business. He too aims to make Cash Karo a force to reckon with in India's hot startup sector. He knows the cashback market and is determined to make it rain when it comes to revenue. And the duo has received a huge vote of confidence from Ratan Tata, and the Bhargavas couldn't be happier. But we wonder, what is the biggest challenge for Cash Karo to grab a fat slice of India's startup success pie?
For Cash Karo, I think one of the biggest challenges is to raise awareness of the brand, is to let people know that there is a way by which you can earn cash on anything you buy online on any website, and it's not going to cost you anything. So for us, scaling up and raising brand awareness is the main objective at the moment, and that's what we're working towards.
Cash Karo claims to be India's largest cashback and coupons website and offers up to 30% extra cashback to online shoppers when they shop across big e-tailers. But hey, on Unicorn, we've already met one similar startup that claims to be a trailblazer in the segment, Pennyful. But the Cash Karo founders aren't worried and believe they are at the right place at the right time. They have an acute understanding of their market and are determined to stake claim over it.
If you look at numbers, people are talking about, e-commerce hitting something like $100-120 billion market in the next sort of 5 to 7 years. We're purely an enabler of e-commerce. So as e-commerce grows, we're going to grow with it. Now, we believe that if you look at what the US has done or China has done, companies like ours contribute to anywhere between 2 to 5% of that market. So we could actually have a market share of between $2 to $5 billion, which would be phenomenal.
Phenomenal is right, but these are prophecies that most founders have for their startups. So we sat down with the confident founders.
Does Cash Karo have the scale to become a booming business?
Absolutely. If you look at, so effectively Cash Karo is an enabler for e-commerce. And today I think within the e-commerce industry, we're not even scratching the surface. The scale that we're about to see in the next 5 to 10 years is going to be phenomenal. India also enjoys a very, very unique demography. We're talking about close to 70% of our demography that is under 35 years old. These are all people that have grown up with the internet. They're all going to shop online, right? And I think we just need the right infrastructure for that to happen. And Cash Karo as an enabler of e-commerce will just follow that trend.
Now you do have the backing of Mr. Ratan Tata, but do you have what it takes to be the next unicorn?
We believe so. We're really excited and honored to have Mr. Tata as an investor in our company. The reason we are so optimistic about our business and why we think it can achieve some of the great value that other unicorns are driving is mainly because of 3 reasons. One, that cashback itself is a $1 billion business, in most of the large geographies of the world. So in the US, Ebates.com is valued at $1 billion. Fanly.com in China, which is the largest cashback site there, just raised money at $1 billion valuation. And I think after you look at these geographies, you have to look at India, which is a market which is growing, and why not? So I think you definitely need $1 billion cashback business here. And being the market leader, we definitely, I think, have what it takes to get there.
Who do you consider your competition? There are other players like Pennyfold and of course Coupon Dunia and Groupon. How do you stand apart from them, and why should a customer choose Cashkaro over any of these?
Yeah, I'll tell you, and I hope after this show you will be logging on to Cashkaro right away. So if you look at sites like Groupon, for example, they're actually not a competitor. Groupon is a partner of ours, and we drive sales to them because they mainly operate in the offline deal space, whereas we are entirely online. So that's why there's no competition over there. Otherwise, in the online deal space, you have price comparison sites, coupon sites, and cashback sites. And if you go vertical by vertical, what happens in price comparison sites and coupon sites is that you can get the basic deal which is there on all retailers' websites, but there is no extra cashback. And that is what Cashkaro does. So that is the extra incentive why people come to Cashkaro, which none of our competitors can replicate. Okay.
Meet Sandeep Agarwal, angel investor and founder of ShopClues and Joom. Sandeep is a visionary and a serial entrepreneur. Prior to this, he was among the most renowned internet analysts on Wall Street, based out of Silicon Valley. Meet Amit Gupta, Chief Operating Officer at Jupiter Capital. Amit oversees value creation and identifies new investment opportunities for the firm. He has a keen eye for startups and is our second mentor today.
Cashkaro again is in this crowded space, giving cash back and to consumers is going to be again a function of that how well their merchant network is, what's the quality of the product to which ultimately their consumers get landed at. And cashback as a concept in India is something which to my mind has a finite life.
With Cashkaro, actually, it's a unique concept in terms of through the affiliate and the cashback programs, they basically collaborate with various e-commerce companies and bring them traffic. We feel that e-commerce will go from 8 billion currently to close to 70-80 billion by 2020. And even if you apply some percentage, small percentage of the share of wallet, they will get as a part of the marketing spend. When industries go from 8 billion to 70 billion, obviously they will also participate in that growth. That being said, this market is quite intensively competitive. But I would still say Cashkaro, given that they have a marquee investors with them, so that I would say speaks volume about them.
So business model is tough. They will have to be extremely tight on costs, and it has to be very, I would say, cutting edge on technology. That's what would give the business model for a venture like this its feet.
We read the headlines every day. So-and-so startup has received mammoth funding, making it the most funded startup in the cashback space or the food tech space or the health space. But the real market disruptor knows that the headlines are only the beginning. But the real task for startups is making calculated decisions when it comes to spending the funding in the best possible way to make sure that it is used judiciously yet optimally. So we went and asked an expert about the best way for startups to spend the funding they receive.
The best way to utilize the funds is to spend money on building the IP of the venture, intellectual property rights, build products, get it patented. Second, on the team, building a technology around it. Do not spend money in acquiring customers, inorganic ones. Organic is good, but inorganic customer acquisition is a big no when it comes about spending money. When you spend money in acquiring a customer and then doing the customer care, give more weightage towards the customer care side of it. If you are able to retain a customer, unhappy customer convert into a happy customer, that's a wise spend. That's basically most of the entrepreneurs are missing it out.